Starfield is Bethesda's first new franchise in nearly 3 decades, promising to let you explore a galaxy of over 1,000 planets. And while I'm sure you're well aware of just how big this game is set to be, a number of details have managed to slip under the radar for many people. So here's a few things you might not know about Starfield. Many of Bethesda's most iconic mechanics, such as lockpicking and outpost building, are of course making a return in Starfield, but they have received some pretty major changes. Most notably, pickpocketing will now be done in real time, adding even more tension to an already intense mechanic. Lockpicking has also seen some updates, now being referred to as digipicking alongside an all-new minigame. And speaking of minigames, an old favourite from the Elder Scrolls Oblivion is also finally making a comeback. That's right, the persuasion minigame has returned, claiming to be even more involved than its original form.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
When creating your character in Starfield, you'll be given the option to pick up to 3 traits. These perks will offer both positive and negative changes to your playthrough, so it's up to you to decide whether or not the drawbacks are worth it. So far, we've been given short looks at 17 of them, these being Alien DNA, Dream Home, Empath, Extrovert, Freestar Collective Settler, Hero Worship,
By Vectera! Is it really you?
Introvert, Kid Stuff,
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god!
Neon Street Rat, Raised Enlightened, Raised Universal, Serpent's Embrace, Spaced, Taskmaster, Terra Firma, United Colonies Native, and Wanted. It's also important to note that not all traits are compatible with others. For example, an introvert can obviously not also be an extrovert, and if you pick a trait related to where you grew up, you cannot then choose another one that says you're from somewhere else. And if for any reason you no longer wish to have a certain trait, there are ways of completely getting rid of them, but you'll have to figure that out on your own. One of my most anticipated features in Starfield is the ability to engage in space dogfights, and sometimes even board other ships out in the galaxy, controlled by potential allies or fearsome enemies. Either way, you will actually be able to pilot and even take over their entire craft. But one small detail you may have missed is that some ships will come equipped with a button labelled Rage Quit. Now, it's not exactly clear as to what this mysterious button does, but I'm sure you can make some guesses. It's been confirmed that not only will you be able to travel to the Milky Way galaxy, but also land on Earth. Although don't expect to find your house, because based on this visual of what remains of the St. Louis Arch, our home planet is almost unrecognizable. Lots of theories as to how this happened have been thrown around, but we will actually get to know for sure very early in the main quest, as you're taken back to what the lore describes as the Old Neighborhood. Although technically, Starfield will be running on a heavily modified version of Skyrim and Fallout 4's notorious creation engine, it has been given the name of Creation 2, utilizing the Havoc engine for both character and NPC animation, and also implementing an incredibly powerful procedural generation system that allows the game to dynamically place locations as you're walking across the planet. However, these massive changes do come with the drawback of not being able to run the game on a HDD, as well as some pretty demanding system requirements. Although, if your PC isn't quite up to standard, or you don't even have one, you will be able to use Xbox Cloud Gaming without the need for a console or computer to play Starfield when it releases on the 6th of September.